Hey viewers out there, welcome to the last episode of the series Web Development for Beginners. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about how to implement the edit and the delete functionality, as well as reading the to-do items from the array to the web page. So let's dive in. So open Visual Studio Code and again open your projects from file, open folder, and browse your project from there. Since I've already have it open, I'm gonna start coding. So the first thing we need to do, we need to open the to-do item class from the models folder, and we need to add an ID in here. So why do we need to add an ID? So that's because we need an ID so that whenever we try to edit or delete a record, we have a unique way to identify what record we need to delete and what record we need to edit. So that's why we need another property called ID. So let's add that. So again, public, and the ID is going to be an number. So let's also call integer in C#. And then we call it ID, and then we have the get and the set property. So once that's done, we can go back to the index.cshtml page, and in here let's start removing this data from here, because now this data is gonna come from this array right here, this list. So we're gonna grab it from there. So let's delete this, and also let's replace these buttons with anchor tags, also called link tags. So that way we can easily have two functions or two operations called edit and delete, and also we can pass the unique ID for that record. So in order to do that, let's replace this button tags with a tags. Once that's done, let's go back to the index.cshtml.cs page and start implementing those two functions. Let's call it public void, let's call it edit, and the next function is called public void delete. Once that's done, you already have the two functions in here. So let's go back to the page, and in here we need to add a for loop, because a for loop is like, let's say for example, once we add this to-do items to this list, we need to read it one by one. So in order to do that, we have this thing called for loops. That's like a coding coding standard kind of thing, where you need a for loop to read data one by one. So let's start implementing that so that you will understand what a for loop is. So first thing here, let's go back here and start implementing the for loop. First thing you need to do is you need to type an add command in here, and then say for each, let's call open bracket, declare var, let's call it my to-do item in my model dot, I'm going to declare another function called get items that will get this data right here. Since this is a private variable, you cannot access from the page. So that's why I'm going to create another function called get items. So you already seen here that I've already have created that function in here. So that's what you need to do. You need to call a function called get items and return these to do items. Since I already have that, I'm going to go back to this page and I'm going to say model dot get items. Since it's a function, we have open and a close bracket. Once that's done, you need to have curly braces and copy the last curly brace and have it right here. So this will repeat every to do item that you have in the list. And now you need to display this item, display the item that you typed. So in order to do that, we copy this to do item and we have it within this td tags. So first, again, you need to have an @ sign here, copy to do item, and then you say to do item dot item. So this will display the item. So let's run this and see if this works. So first things first, again, you need to run .NET build. Followed by .NET run. Okay, once that's done, open a web page. Type localhost 5000. Now you see there's nothing in here. So first let's add one item. First item. So add that. You will see the first item getting added to the list. Now let's try implementing the edit and the delete function. So let's go back to the page. So guys, I have to pause the video for a while. I realized that I had an edit function and a delete function. However, in Racer you cannot pause back to a normal edit or a delete function. We have to slightly modify the functions to be named as onPost edit for edit and onPost delete for delete, and it should return, it should be a type of action result. And also I've changed the index page a bit by removing the anchor tag and adding a button tag with type of submit, and as well as I added an ASP page handler attribute for both edit and delete, and also I had the values edit and delete set plus the ASP route ID set to the current to do item.id. So what this ASP page handler does is it will call the respective function. For example, if they press the edit, it will call this onPost edit function, and similarly the delete as well. When they press delete, they will call the onPost delete. So let's try implementing the delete function. So first things first, what we need to do in delete is we need to loop through the list until we find the ID of the current item that we need to delete. So first things first, we need to write a for loop to loop through the items. So we say for var I equals 0, I less than to do items dot count I plus plus, and within the curly braces you say if to do items dot I dot id equals to the current id, then we delete the current item. So that would be to do items dot remove at I. So this will remove the item from the list, and we also add a break tag so that it doesn't continue the loop, because since we are only deleting one record, there is no need to continue the loop. So that's why we add this break tag. So once that's done, it will redirect to the index page. For the edit, we have to do the same thing as delete. We need to loop through the items until we find the current item. Then we need to edit that item. So let's copy whatever that's there in the delete function and paste it here. And we say if the item is found, we say we need to replace this item with the current item they type. So that should be this dot to do item dot item. So let's start testing the edit functionality. Do a .NET build followed by .NET run. Once that's done, let's go to the browser and type localhost 5000. Let's add the first item, second item, add. Now if you want to edit item number 2, let's say to third item, you can just type here third item and then press edit. So this will replace the second item with the third item. So guys, now you understand how to build the to-do list application. So in our course, we covered HTML, CSS, and C# coding as well. So hopefully this will give you a clear understanding as beginners to start building a small application like this. So I would like to thank you guys for following my whole video series on this course. Again, if you have any issues or comments, please do feel to add a comment below. Or if you feel like want to like my videos, just give a thumbs up. And as well as if you feel like you want to subscribe, you can also do that. Thanks guys.